in the right spot today. You know, Australia is home to a great diversity of birds. They come in lots of different colours, as that Dreamtime story at the start of the show mentioned, but they also come in lots of different shapes and sizes, and each one has its own spectacular abilities. So we thought we'd show off a few of those for you today, and to do that, we're going to get started on a high note with an aerial specialist. The bird we're bringing out is a whistling kite. Now her name is Dixie, and she is very adept at getting around agile flight to snatch up prey mid-air. Something like a grasshopper. It'll take flight, and she spots it with some excellent eyesight when she comes on out. Where'd you go, girl? She'll spot it and she'll snatch it up mid-air in some nimble feet and pass it straight to her beak in one move. Get her to show off that. There she goes. Excellent catch upside down. Now she's an incredibly agile flyer. That's because she has a really long wingspan and that long tail. About 4 foot of wingspan, but she's only really lightweight, weighing in just about half a kilo, so not too much at all. Helps her get all those acrobatics, backflips up in the air. Looks pretty spectacular to me. Now these guys will come and hunt around bushfires, but they're drawn into the smoke of that fire like moths to a light, taking advantage of all those small animals fleeing the flames. Insects, small birds, small mammals and small reptiles too. But actually they do really well since human settlement. So they can also be found in great numbers around places like fishing ports, tips and abattoirs where we've made life a little bit easy for them. They can come in nice and close and scavenge around for a bit of an easier food source. Now we've got one more piece for Dixie. When she's had a little rest up there, get it up there for her. Are you ready to go for it? What will it be? Excellent catch. I shouldn't look up with my mouth open, should I, just in case? Well, Dixie is a little bit of a starlet, so we do like to get her on in. Come in nice and close and take a bow so you can all have one last look at her. You did a fabulous, changed our mind. She did do a fantastic job right up until that last part. We'll get her back on out to take her bow before she heads off stage. You know, these guys, being able to catch your food on the wing like that and keep on moving after eating it mid-air is a special adaptation because they can be seen in groups of up to 50 birds altogether, which you can imagine seeing her flying around on her own is pretty special. But imagine seeing a big group up to 50 of these birds all together. There you go, girl. There's your bow. Thank you very much, Dixie the whistling kite. Seeing those big groups hunting together, take advantage of big locust swarms and things like that would be a pretty spectacular sight. Now she can get into lots of different food sources, but she wouldn't be able to get into this object here. The thick shell of an emu egg. A little bit too tough for her, but there is a bird of prey in Australia that gets into eggs just like this, and it's this one here, the black-breasted buzzard. Now these guys will fly around in search of an emu's nest, and if they're lucky enough to find one, she'll start working on that egg. But her beak and feet just aren't strong enough to get inside, so she uses the tool, and it's as simple as a rock. Faced with an emu egg, she'll go in search of a rock to pick it up and slam it on down. That's why we call this little lady Slammer. Now each emu's egg is a really big feed for a bird like Slammer. Oh my goodness, she's in already. Too easy, girl. Might have to see that behaviour a few more times. Each egg is worth around 12 chicken eggs, so it's a really big feed for a bird like her. Should keep her going for about a week out there in the wild, so it is a pretty good find, but not something they can find all the time. That was too easy. You know, this isn't something we taught her how to do, it's an instinct. Now she's tripping over her egg. We didn't teach her how to do that either. We did teach her though how to come to glove and take her bow as well. Thank you very much, Slammer. Short and sweet. And she's made a nice big mess for us. Not to worry. Well, Slammer and Dixie are both out searching for their food in the daytime. But what kind of birds come to mind if you think about a nighttime hunter? Shout it out. Owls, spot on the money. Well, we all know that owls have really good eyesight. They're famous for their eyesight. But they also have some fantastic hearing. So we're going to show that to you today. And to do that, I have here a tape recorder with some of our owls' favourite food. And that's the cause of some frogs. Now I'm going to hide it on stage, hide it behind one of these 2 rocks, and we're going to get Marion, our barn owl, to come on out and find it using just her ears. But to show that I'm not cheating, I'm going to get one of you guys to choose the rock. So hello guys, who wants to choose the rock? Alright, let's go straight to the middle. What's your name? Harry, nice to meet you, Harry. That's okay, you can sit down just for a second. Do you like the big rock on that side or the little rock on that side? You're going to go with the big one. Do you agree with that? Oh, we've upset you. What's your name, sweetie? Okay. Do you like this big rock over here? Excellent. How about you take a seat there with Harry? And we're going to get a barn owl to come out to that rock. How does that sound? Pretty good? Excellent. We're all smiles. Back on with the show. Everyone, if you look up behind your heads there, you'll see a hollow log. Now, hollow logs are an excellent place for lots of different animals to find shelter and to raise their young. Now, our barn owl, her name's Marion. She's up there now. So let's see if she's ready to come on down and find herself that dinner. I think she cheated. That's a bit embarrassing. You'll just have to take my word for it. They really do have some fantastic hearing. Maybe she's had a habit of going to that little rock a bit too often. Well, not to worry, I'll bring her around for everyone to take a closer look. And as I do, guys, pay close attention to the shape of her face. Now, it's this heart shape that does give her fantastic hearing. It receives sound and pushes it back to her ears. Now, owl's ears are really large, holes one on either side of the head, and one sits up just a little bit higher than the other. Now, you would have noticed when she flew down then, she twists and turns her head. Because those ears are uneven, sound doesn't get to them at exactly the same time. So by twisting her head, she can balance out the sound and pinpoint the exact direction of where her prey is moving in the dark.